Hi everyone, Slam Duck here, and I just wanted to get on to talk a little bit about how recruiting's going. As you guys, if you follow the program closely, the Oregon women's basketball program closely, you might have seen that yesterday we got some big news. We got some news of 2026 commitment from Brooklynn Haywood. She is from the state of Washington, or has been playing in the state of Washington, and something that I found super duper interesting was that she moved from Alaska to Washington to compete against higher level competition. So she has some ties to Ruthie Hebert a little bit, just with them both being from Alaska, and I thought that was awesome, especially since our women's basketball program yesterday tweeted a kind of a message towards Ruthie Hebert, and I felt like it was kind of a subliminal message, prediction, I don't know, maybe I'm just making this up, that Brooklyn was going to commit to us because they tweeted about Ruthie yesterday, and then she committed yesterday as well, later in the night. So I'm going to just do a little bit of talking about Haywood and some of her attributes and skills. I just got done watching some film on her last night and this morning, and I just wanted to talk about some player comparisons I have for her. So if you follow the WNBA, you should know some of these players that I'm talking about. If you don't, I'll just kind of break down that type of player and how I see Brooklyn kind of matching that specific player. So I'm looking at 247 Sports, and just looking at her kind of recruiting profile. So on 247 Sports, they have her rating as a 4-star recruit, 96 overall, number 1 combo guard, and number 2 in the state of Washington, and she would be the 24th national prospect. So, recruiting rankings are super duper weird to me because depending on the year, there could be 30, 35 5-star prospects, but some years there could be 20 5-star prospects. So, like, on a normal given year, a ranking of 24 to 26, which they have her on this website, would fall into that 5-star prospect ranking. So, she still does have another year of high school to show off some of her skills and capabilities, and I believe that what I've seen and what I've heard around the the rumor mill, I've heard she's added a ton of things to her game to make her a lot more, to make her skills translate better to college and hopefully the WNBA as well. 247 Sports composite score has her 26th nationally, the number 1 combo guard in the country, and number 2 from the state of Washington, so it kind of matched up with her 247 Sports ranking as well. I don't know the difference between them. I just see the numbers. I'm a very numbers guy, but I have no idea what the difference is. But they also have her in that ranking as a 5-star prospect. So I think she's on like that bubble line between 5-star, 4-star, and I think this senior season could hopefully propel her up to that 5-star ranking, which I believe, based on what I've seen from her, she definitely should fit that bill pretty easily. Reading what someone said on her scouting report, this is coming from Brandon Clay, Director of Scouting for Women's Basketball. So it said, Haywood had a productive spring and summer playing with the Cal Stars. She played alongside 2 top 10 caliber prospects in the class of 2025, so the incoming recruiting class. Jazzy Davidson, and I believe she's going to USC, and Addie Deal, she's going to my home state of Iowa, and was still able to produce at a high level. Haywood's skill set lends itself to shot creation and shot making, with legitimate range out to the 3-point line. Haywood is one of the better shot makers in the junior class to date. There's a lot of upside in her game as she continues to add strength and left-to-right quickness to her repertoire. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about that assessment, and then I'm going to talk about what I assess from her, and then I'll talk about her player comparison if you follow the WNBA, or if you're just an avid college basketball fan, you should know this player that I'm trying to compare her to. So, I see that they say that she has legitimate range outside the 3-point line. I saw so many pick and rolls where she would, trying to think of like the technical term, where she would kind of flow out to the 3-point line as a pick and roll is happening, and they would pass it out to her, and she had the great range to be able to hit those shots. I saw a lot of corner shots. I saw a lot of shots at the top of the arc. So it does seem like she has that 3-point range, which is awesome. Definitely something that Kelly Graves is probably wanting to have within his system, because we've been kind of struggling recently with the 3-point shot, and I think she has ability to be something special with a 3-point shooter. Based on our last few commitments, Falatea, Barhum, trying to think of the other ones. I think those two are the main two. They're really good 3-point shooters, and I'm super duper excited to see how they kind of coincide and go together to kind of be a 3-point threat, because we've been lacking it the last few years, and I think that they could all complement each other really, really well. One of the better shot makers in the class to date. I did see her make some tremendous shots in the paint or underneath the basket, driving in, which was really cool to see over taller players. It seems like she does get fouled a lot, which is good. You could never have someone that you're rooting for get fouled less, or you would never want them to get fouled less, and I feel like she has the capability of being fouled a lot, which is awesome. I saw a lot of people within the about 15-20 minute clips that I saw, they were following her. They didn't really know how to guard her once she attacked the rim, which was cool to see. So just working on that finishing skills underneath the basket, and I feel like she does have those skills to become a very 1-2-3 type punch, can shoot behind the arc, can shoot the mid-range game, and can also drive to the hoop as well. I did see that she on this website, it says she's 5'7". I believe she's taller than 5'7". I think I was reading somewhere that she was 5'9". Also a combo guard, so that means she would play point guard, shooting guard, maybe small ball, small forward. I have no idea. But she's definitely growing. And she's able to play the 1 position, the 2 position for sure, which is very, very good for the modern game of women's basketball. And I feel like her skill set will hopefully help us have different type of people bringing the ball up the court. And I believe she could be a really, really important piece to help facilitate the offense. I know she's been working on her point guard skills so that she can lead a team, which is awesome to see. So that's about it about like her recruiting profile. I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about who I see her a little bit of a comparison to. They're not exactly the same type of player, but this is just from about 15 to 20 minutes of watching clips. So it's not like a defined thing. I don't think. I think it could definitely evolve over the next year. But the player that I see her skill set kind of fitting and being the same as is a player like Marina Mabry. Watching her shot kind of reminds me of Marina Mabry. She's has a very quick release, has that range kind of like I was talking about a little bit earlier, and kind of like how Brandon Clay was talking about in the little blurb that I read. She kind of gives that edge of Marina Mabry, that swag a little bit. I would say kind of reminds me a little bit of Katie Fiso and Sabrina Ionescu on the way that they just carry themselves on the court. They have a way of expressing themselves and just being kind of like a fiery personality, and I feel like she could definitely be that for us. So yeah, I would say my player comparison for her would be like maybe a shorter Marina Mabry. I think Mabry is 5'11", 6 foot. Brooklyn's a little shorter than her, definitely has time to grow. But yeah, I think Marina Mabry would be the player I would compare the most for her right now. I'm hoping to see some skills that she's been working on develop over the next year, and I feel like I could have a better player comparison once I watch more film and see what she's developed over the next few years. So yeah, I just wanted to come on and talk about our new Oregon women's basketball recruit. She's also joining Falatea in the 2026 recruiting class, which is awesome. it's kind of cool because she's obviously sisters to Nani Falatea. So having those deep Oregon roots for that family, that's awesome to see. I think stay tuned for this 2026 class. I think a lot of people have underestimated Oregon women's basketball and bringing in recruits, bringing in and keeping recruits. And I feel like this class is going to be super duper special with the amount of people that have us in their top 3, top 5, top 10. I think we're definitely going to be making some waves to get back to national prominence. And like Kelly Graves said a few weeks ago on, there's a women's basketball podcast in the Big Ten, that he wants to get this program back to national prominence, and bringing in Brooklynn Haywood, someone who said that she wants to come to Oregon to win a national championship. And I was super duper happy to hear that, because a lot of people have kind of discounted Oregon to get back to that place that Sabrina and Ruthie and Satu and Aaron Boley had us at. And I think that if we bring in those right pieces, we'll definitely be back to the Final Four soon, and hopefully competing for a national championship. That was, I'm just going to say it, stolen from us in 2020. 100% would have beaten South Carolina that year. But that's all I'm going to talk about today. Feel free to give me suggestions, comments, feedback on what you want me to talk about. My big thing that I love to do is talk about recruiting, talking about prospects. So if you wanted me to make an episode about people to watch out for, players that have us in their top 5, top 10, top 3, I can definitely do that to help keep Oregon women's basketball fans organized. But I think that's it for the day. I hope you have a great day. Recording this on a Friday. Should be uploaded on a Friday. So if you're watching it today, I hope you have a great weekend. All right. Bye-bye, guys.